It's our anniversary. It's our anniversary. Yeah. Okay, so before I take you to India, my name is Omolara Ayola, PMH. So people have been asking question, what is the meaning of PMH? Okay, PMH means Princess of the Most High. That's the name my husband gave me when we got married. And I so much love that name, Princess of the Most High. So, I'm a princess! I'm not just a daughter, I'm a princess.
Hello people, my name is Olubenga Ayola. Well, I have many names. Olubenga, Kayode, Samuel, Aremu, Oluwa, and what other name again? Well, let me just stop with those. So, SMH. People have been asking me since when I've been answering to SMH. I think it's as far back as 1999 when I went to Federal Polytechnic Ede. You know, the Bible says, and it shall be great and it shall be called the Son of the Most High. So I received that name. And since then, ever before shaking my head came into existence, I've been answering to SMH. And to the glory of God, it's been a wonderful experience being the Son of the Most High. And I'm married to the Princess of the Most High. So, now to talk about my journey before I met my wife. I'll make it brief.
Okay, so today I want to gist you a few of the things that happened in my life before I met my husband. Where I was, what I was doing before I went to the place where I met my husband. And so, where was I? Yes, I was this single lady in Lagos, just doing my thing, just, trying to make something for my life. After school, I was doing business. The business wasn't working. I had to just go into a few other things. And from the beginning, I've always had this mind to go into movie production. So it's been a desire. It's been something that I'd love to do, to go into movie production. So I went to this particular friend in church. He's a guy. And I told him, I said, well, I know he's into production. So I told him, I said, if you have a job, please just call me. I went to Nikki Africa now. I can sew clothes. So if you have anything, you can call me. I can be a costume person and I can also act. I'm just interested in production. So after a while, he got a job with an advertising agency. He was supposed to help them produce a commercial. So he called me to come work with him. So he told me that I'll be coming on board as the costumier for that production. So I was supposed to attend the meeting. So during the production, we traveled to Egbe and to Jebu to shoot the commercial. It was Rob commercial and Cousin's baby product. Then when we finished that production, well, it didn't really go well, but I still finished it.
2008, I started working with the Ekiti State government. To be precise, the wife of the chief of staff of Ekiti State government. So I was heading the aviation school, and at the same time, I was the assistant manager of the company. And after some time, I noticed I was not really happy working there. I was not being fulfilled. I was just so idle, even though there were so many activities going after this contract, do this assignment and do that. I was not really feeling it. And so I wrote the chairman of the company that, well, I want to resign. So I resigned. I came to Ibadan.
So after a while, he called me. He said there was going to be an audition for a TV series, one of the very popular TV series around. And he told me to come for it at Surulere. So I quickly went to take my picture, the normal size they tell them to take. I took a very nice picture, and then I went for the auditioning at Surulere. And when I got there, I went in, church girl that I have always been. Went in, they asked me to do something, I did it, I submitted my pictures, wrote my name at the back, and then that was it. I was waiting and expecting that they were going to call me. But they never did. I didn't hear anything from them. The next thing I heard was that the production was going to start. And I was like, oh, so I didn't even make it, you know. But fortunately for me, the same guy that got me the job with the advertising agency also called me that he wants me to come join the crew for that same TV series. I was so excited that even if I'm not going to act, at least I will be on this production. So I was told to come and join the costume department, and I became the seamstress for that particular TV series. So I was doing laundry, I was doing alteration on clothes and a few other things. So we started the production and everything was going on well. I was enjoying it. Fantastic woman that I worked with. I love her so much. Everybody in the costume department, lovely people. We're just 3 of us that started, and we were so so close. We really understood ourselves. We were working in unity. We would pray before we resume. My boss then was so spiritual. She's a wonderful woman of God. Okay, so after a while they were shooting, it was a set. We're using a warehouse to build the set inside, and so we're shooting right there. So one of these days, one of the directors, we had several directors, so they take turns to come work weekly. So this director would direct this week, another one would come the following week to direct. So this particular week, the director that came to work then, was a white man from South Africa, I guess. He came in and he wanted to shoot with the characters on set, with the cast on set, and all of a sudden he wasn't pleased with two of the cast who were supposed to be on set, and the guy got angry and he sent those guys out, and he told the production people, the assistant directors, that they should go and get him other people, that he needs 2 people to shoot with now. And so they quickly went to the production department. They took a lady, fantastic lady. Nobody knew that lady could act like that. She was just an assistant production person, and she was there. And they went into the production. Of course, she read theater art, but probably they didn't give her the opportunity to act. Maybe she went for the audition as well, and she wasn't picked. So she found herself in the production department, and they picked her. They came to the costume department as well, and they also picked me, and they said 2 of us should go into the what do they call it then now? We should just go on set. We should go on set to go into the hall and go on set to shoot. It was a bar. I think it was a bar setting. So we went in. I quickly dressed up and I was like, okay. And we were told, okay, just go on set. Let him see you. Just go and rehearse. If it's okay with you, we'll go on break, and then when we come back, you guys will shoot. And then we went in and we rehearsed. Lo and behold, the guy fell in love with the 2 of us, and he said, okay, it's fine with us that he's going to shoot after break. So we all went on break. When we came back, we went on set and we shot. And after we finished, we were told to come get the form, the contract form, that they usually give to the day players, because anytime people come, those who come daily, they can call on them at any time to come to shoot. So we filled that form, and we were told to write 10,000 naira as what they were going to pay us. I was so happy that I was going to get extra 10,000, to add to the 40,000 I was collecting, because we were paid on a monthly salary. So I was collecting 40,000, as a costume person, and they were going to pay us extra 10,000. But lo and behold, we finished shooting, and I was expecting 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They didn't pay us. And I started asking people, I said, what's happening? Are these people not going to pay us? They said, once they are not going to pay you anything. And they said the people are among us and you are already on a salary. I said, but acting wasn't part of what I signed in for now. And they said, so those people have cheated us. There's no problem. At least they were supposed to pay the other 2 people that were supposed to act that particular role something if they had been picked. But look at it. We didn't get anything. So we just went on with our lives. And then that 2008, we went on break. The TV series went on break. We finished the first season and we went on break.
My journey back to Ibadan took me deeper into a TV, not even a TV, it took me deeper into acting industry, movie industry. We called them ANTP then. Then I started to act with them, go to locations, and a lot happened. But to cut the long story short, I was not really feeling fulfilled there, and I really desired to work with a Christian body. But then there were not much movie locations to go, so I decided to stick with the Yoruba movie industry.
And then at that point, before that time, I knew I didn't belong there. I knew I wasn't supposed to be in that place. I knew I was made for something that would last. I knew that I just needed to leave. So after we went on break, I decided to go get a job. At least if I was busy doing something else, when they resume, I won't be tempted to go back. Don't forget, I said I was collecting 40,000 naira as my salary. So when I got to church the following Sunday, I told someone, I said, please could you help me get a job, that I need a job. I don't know they need someone, where you're working. I just need to do something. And she said, okay, yeah, I think they need somebody, at Real Woman Foundation in Magodo. I said, okay, no problem. I'll be so glad. And then she called me that I should come for interview. I think the following Monday or Tuesday, that same week, that she come for interview. So I went there to Pastor Nick Adeyemi's office. I met her PA. Was it a PA? No, I think the general manager of Real Woman Foundation. I can't remember. Fantastic woman of God. So I met her. She interviewed me, and she told me that Pastor Nick would also like to see me. So when she came, I waited for her. When she came, I went into her office. I remember Pastor Nick asked me a question then. She said, why would you want to work with me? I was so excited when she asked that question. I said, Ma, I had always wanted to work with you. I have been praying that I will be your PA one day. And she laughed and said, I said, well, you're going to be working directly with me. Maybe not directly, but of course, you'll be seeing me regularly, so your dream has come true. And then we just laughed and all that. And then she asked me to resume. And how much was I supposed to be paid? I was supposed to be paid 20,000 naira because I wasn't going to be working with Real Woman. Pastor Nika just started a resource center then, and then she needed someone to manage the place. So I was so happy. So I resumed. Shortly after I resumed, I'm not sure I'd collected the first salary. I'm not sure. Or maybe I had. They called me back, at the other place that the TV series was resuming. And that they are increasing everybody's salary by 100%. Don't forget I said that I was collecting 40 naira. My salary was 40,000, which means they're going to be giving us 80,000 naira. And where I was working, I was collecting 20,000 naira. Look at the margin. Who would not drop 20,000 naira for 80,000? But I was not released to do that. My eyes entered the money. Money. My eyes entered the money. But God said, sit with that 20,000 naira and I will arrange your life from there. They were calling me. I think it was one of the cameramen that called me. One of the cameramen called me and he said, Lara, what is wrong with you? They are increasing everybody's salary. Maybe I used to collect 80,000. Now I'm going to be collecting 160. And they're collecting 40,000. Everybody, the lowest salary, then was going to be 60K. And I think that was security. As at 2009 when they resumed. And so I told myself, okay. So I stayed with Family First Resource Center and I was there. I was reading books. I had time to pray. I had time to read books. I had time to develop myself spiritually. So I was there. I was just doing my job. I was reading books, taking care of the bookshop. Sometimes I'll feel bored in the shop. I will carry some books. I will go to some banks to Zenith Bank, to Access Bank, to there's another bank I usually go to, the First Bank, I think. I will just go there. I will pack all the books. I will go and enter those offices, because my sales, my previous day's sales, I usually take it to the bank the following day. So when I was going to the bank, especially Zenith Bank was the bank we were using them. So I'll go to the bank with the money to pay in, and also to sell books. So I'll carry some books in the bag and I'll enter into the banking hall to pay money. And then when I finish paying, I'll just start entering to the offices. I sell books, and they will buy. Sometimes I'll go back to the office with 22,000 sales on the spot, and that may just be all that I will sell on that day. And it got so interesting to me. Instead of sitting in a shop and there won't be any customer that will come, why don't I go out and that will just be a message for somebody. If you do somebody else's business like it's yours, God is going to give you your own.
But at the time, I was introduced to one of our elders in the ministry, Evangelist Wole Olale. I met him at Jogo Center that year. That was 2009. I told him I would like to join the Mount Zion Institute and blah, 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 that I want to be working with Mount Zion. He said, well, joining Mount Zion is one thing, but you may not really be a foundation member because you cannot really be part of Mount Zion. They can call you to work with them, but go to the institute first.
And then one day, I remember I started having this feeling that I needed to go into gospel film production, because production had always been my dream. It had always been something I loved to do. So I wanted to go back to production, but I didn't want to go back to where I left. And I had heard years back about Mount Zion, but I didn't know how to get there. So I told Pastor Nike one day, I said, Pastor Nike, I think God is calling me into gospel movies, because I told her where I was coming from. And I said, I think God is calling me into gospel movies. And I don't even know how to go about it. I don't know. I know I've been hearing about Mount Zion, but I don't know anything. And I said, wow, I know Sister Gloria. I've met her before in a program. I don't even know if I have her number, but I know they have a school. Because we had a discussion and she told me they had a school in Ile-Ife. And then she was the one that told me that they have an office in Ikeja, that they had an office in Ikeja. And she said I should go and check out the office in Ikeja and ask questions there. And so I asked questions and the lady gave me the flyer. Unfortunately for me, the next session was going to be November that year, 2009. So I had been with Pastor Nike for almost a year. So in October was when I discussed with her, and she said, and so when I got back to the office and I told her that the next session was going to be in November, she said, oh, that means you need to go for it, and it's going to be 2 weeks. So she said, okay, that means you need to go for it.
I missed the May batch, and I was so sad about it. I said, well, don't let me give up hope. Maybe I'll go for the November. November was too far, because I think it was early June that I was told that you have missed the May batch. So November came. I told myself I would be going. I didn't have enough money, but someone helped me and said, okay, well, I'll pay part of your tuition fee and let's see how the rest will go. While I was planning to go, October, I was still in a relationship and the relationship broke. It was very, very sad. When you're in a relationship and you feel that everything in that relationship is perfect. In that relationship, the lady was a good lady. I am telling you, I just believe, I have found a resting place. This is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh.
She said, okay, your birthday is 29th of October. I'll send you forth on the 29th of October. And she promised that she was going to come to the office to pray for me. But she had a ministration on that day and she wasn't able to come. But one thing she did was that she called me on phone when they were already running late, because I was waiting for her in the office. And she called me, she said, Lara, you don't have to wait for me. We're already running late. We're just coming back from administration. There's traffic everywhere. I'm in the car with my friend, Pastor Fumulola, and we both are going to pray for you. We're going to pray for you to send you forth. And they prayed for me from the bottom of their heart. They prayed for me. In fact, I know that that prayer really worked. And that prayer was part of what took me to where I am today. And so I want to say thank you to Pastor Nike and Pastor Fumi Lola for that wonderful declarations and prophecies that they said over my life on that day. So that was how I left Pastor Nike's Resource Center. And by November, I went to Mount Zion Institute.
But there are times some things appear good to us, but they are not the will of God. That which is good for you and is not the will of God is not good. Sincerely, is not. So something happened. We didn't quarrel. There was no quarrel. There was nothing. But we just received word from the Lord that the two of us are not supposed to be together. They told her the same thing. So October, I was heartbroken, thinking of the way forward, struggling with emotions and stuff like that. So when November came, I said, well, let me just go to this mountain and let me see what, maybe I can forge ahead from there. Let me see. And as I was driving to Ife, the Spirit of the Lord told me, this Ife you're going to meet your wife there. In fact, I did not honor that voice. I did not respond. You know, when someone is telling you something and you are doing as if the person does not exist, and you can't even see that girl. Is anyone talking? So I did not even respond to it. So I drove down to Ife. I got there. What happened next? Please stay tuned. God bless you.